last summer we took a group to Colombia, the Wesley took a group to Colombia, and one of the days when we got done working, we came back to the church/community center where we were staying. It was just all kind of a big building where everything was held. And one of the little boys in the community, this precious little 2.5-year-old boy, was in his Spider-Man shorts and was being so cute. And he ran up, and I scooped him up, and we were being an airplane, so I was making all the noises and whatnot. And then he flipped back up and he was sitting there, and I was holding him, and he was talking to me, and it was kind of hard to understand because he's 2.5 and speaks Spanish, so I was having a little bit of trouble. But he kept saying, "I want to go with you, can I go with you?" And I was really confused and kept telling him, you know, "We're eating dinner, you can come sit with me for a little while before we eat dinner." But the pastor came by and clarified for me and said, no, he wants to go with you to Bogota. He's asking if he can go with me to Bogota, which is where he knows that people outside the community that have more resources and money than people in that community have. And it just really hit home for me that that's why we were there, because he shouldn't have to want to go to Bogota. And we are called to love our brothers and sisters in Christ, and I don't want my brothers and sisters knowing from childhood that they don't have the resources that they need in their community. So that's why I think missions are really, really important.
I'd say it was a really humbling experience for me. Just seeing the things that we take for granted here that I have in my own home and have always had, running water, plumbing, and just to see that these people in the town are getting by and are just as happy without these necessities that we couldn't imagine living without, really made me realize or change my perspective on what happiness is and what it takes to be happy.
I had never been on a mission trip before with my other church, and I felt this was a really good opportunity to have that experience. It was really good, a lot of fun, and felt a lot more connected with you guys, and it was just really eye-opening and enlightening knowing what's going on in other areas of the country.
I feel like mission trips are a good example to go out and practice your faith outside the Wesley, off of OU's campus. It's a chance for us to get out and go do something with our hands or to interact with people or anything like that. For instance, I've been on a couple mission trips with the Wesley. 2 of them were to Camp Egan, which is the same place we're going to this spring break. And we've done stuff. We've worked, helped paint some of the buildings at their camp. We've done some work with one of the other Wesley foundations that's near Camp Egan to help set up their building, because it's a much smaller foundation. They don't have the manpower to do that, so we were able to go and help serve others. One thing that's nice about the local mission trip as opposed to the international ones is there's not much of a time or financial commitment. You're able, like for instance, we go over spring break, and so it only takes up half the spring break. So we're able to go and do this work and still make an impact in people's lives. But we're also you're also still able to come back and enjoy the break with your family.
If I can go on these mission trips and just be a source of hope, even if it's just having a friendly conversation with an elderly person who's down on their luck, or playing with kids who don't really get much interaction with parents, I feel like that's what I can help out in. Just seeing either things that we built, things that we did, seeing the looks on people's faces after we leave, building relationships with people that I've met for one day. It makes it all worth it for me just to see the good that we did, to see the look of appreciation and gratitude on someone's face. And I know that if I was in their situation, I'd want someone like the Wesley Mission Group to come in